Beware of the market-shifting power of one 25-year-old singer-songwriter Taylor Swift. Of course, that's what we're talking about. She owns her own masters. She runs her own label. She gets what she wants. Tom cannot say enough good things about Apple. But yesterday, Tom, Apple...
Yes.
Here's what I'm going to show. Can you guys show me for a second? Here we go. This is the FT, just one in a string of examples. You cannot talk about streaming, whether Spotify or Apple, unless you are talking about Taylor Swift. She pretty much runs that coverage.
I have to
Vonnie, jump in here,
start
please.
thinking that they're in collusion, because A, both of them got a lot of marketing and a lot of press out of this, and B, Apple is only paying a fraction during this trial period to artists. They're not paying the full price.
I think when we look at Taylor Swift and Spotify and Apple, what we're really missing is the market-making power of the labels. They have been able to determine for Spotify what its prices are. Spotify is very much a creation of the labels. It was basically the service they had always wanted for, but couldn't create on their own. They've worked very closely with it. Now, with Apple, the labels have been pushing both Apple and Spotify to keep their prices at that $10.99 a month level. That's not where Spotify or Apple want to stream at. They want to stream much lower. So what Taylor Swift is doing, I think, is a sideshow. She is one artist with extraordinary power. The real struggle is between the labels themselves and the streaming services.
In the manufacturing of the sausage. I mean, it's widely known that artists today make much more on the live gate. I watched Lady Gaga last night come out of her place on Central Park South with like 300 people and the police around and all that. That's star-making quality. Do you say Miss Gaga? I don't know. The star-making quality of Miss Swift or Miss Gaga are still there. That's the one thing that hasn't changed.
I think that's the one thing that...
Well, I was just going to say, where will streaming go? I mean, the price is going to be reduced. There's going to be a price war eventually, isn't there?
I think we're in that right now.
But again, I think the labels are in that mix. There would be a price war already. You have services like Rdio, which don't have as much power, which don't have as much market share, which are experimenting with $3.99 a month, different pricing. So Rdio comes at that by basically $3.99 a month is back when we bought albums, the round things that Tom explains. It sort of spun on. When we bought albums, most consumers who were buying music paid about, on average, over the year, $3.99 a month. So that's assumed to be the sort of the average price of what someone's willing to pay for music. That's where they want to get. They can't get down there. I don't think there can be a price war.
Can they get there if they infiltrate China and China starts streaming?
Possibly. It turns out we have sell side, Tom, right here from Brian White at Cantor Fitzgerald. It says, ignore everything. It's actually a classic research note. They got Taylor Swift into the intro, proving my unified theory of Swift, but then talked about how all the money for Apple is in China, ignore streaming.
I'll agree with that, but the mystery here is how do artists get paid in the United States of America? What's the copyright value? And Miss Swift's defense, nobody knows. Nobody knows where Apple's going to be on this. So we've done enough on this, right?
We are being told
I
we have
can't
done
even
enough
tell you
on
one Taylor Swift song.
Tom.
I would tell you one,
That's
except the
your homework.
control room has told me I can no longer sing on the show.
Okay.